Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa. And in today's episode, we are going to look at the US stock market. So in today's episode, I'm going to tell you how do I screen stocks, how do I analyze them, how do I buy them, what have I done in the past, what are my returns looking like right now. So I'm just going to show you my entire playbook very quickly in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Also guys, before we start the video, just want to thank our sponsor, which is Grow, as we are now a part of the Grow network. And because of them, we're getting such amazing content out for you guys. So if you want more information about Grow, you can definitely check out the link in the description below. Now, first things first, let's go to the trading view over here, which is my watch list slide. Now here I have a lot of things running. Okay. For example, I look at the dollar index because dollar index is very important. The lower the better for India. I mean, it's not good for US, but the lower the better for India. So I keep looking at the dollar index. I also keep a track of the US oil reserves, the crude oil prices that are going down. As long as it's down, again, good for me, good for the market. Look at the commodity prices like gold and silver. I look at some coffee contracts as well. I keep a track of the 30-year bond rates of US because if this goes up, the Nasdaq usually starts falling down, right? The 30-year bond yield rates. Okay. I also look at the Brazilian market, which is doing really well right now. And whenever these type of economies do well, the FIIs usually go away from India because this is also one of the fastest emerging growing countries right now. Apart from that, I keep a track of Bitcoin and then obviously our indexes. And then finally, Nasdaq 100 index. Now, S&P 500, Nasdaq 100, all of this is there in the US market. I usually prefer investing just in the Nasdaq 100. Yes, there are a lot of opportunities to take outside the Nasdaq 100. There are small cap to mid cap growth drivers, mid cap to large cap. I usually do either positional trading or swing trading and some long-term trading in Nasdaq 100. So for example, I had one bet which was AMD that I took in the month of March, and I'll show you all of that right now. So I keep a universe and I track that universe constantly. So in the month of March, somewhere over here, I had taken AMD, and I also made a video about it on YouTube that I took it approximately $10,000 at that point. And then I recently sold it here at 165 because I also believe that definitely it's a long-term play. Please don't misunderstand me that why did I sell it? I'm a very weird investor. I like booking profits. Even though I have to pay tax, I love booking profits. I like taking the money back at home and then redeploying when the time is right. So when AMD went up to like 160, 165, the Nasdaq was at its all-time high peak. Even in fact, right now, if you look at it from historical price to book ratios, Nasdaq is sitting at 2000 levels right now, which was the 2000 bust that happened, the dot-com bubble. It is sitting at that levels right now. And Nasdaq, as you have seen, is also sitting at an all-time high. And this is mainly run by overvaluation in your AI companies, which is Max 7. So when Nasdaq went to such a level, I definitely got a little worried, and I love booking my profits before they eat it completely away. So I took out some profits in AMD at 165 levels. And then just immediately after that, it broke the 50-day moving average, came down towards 100-day. It is at 150. I put half the position back into it. So I booked the entire position, made it like quite free because that $10,000 had become pretty much $15,000. I had taken out the entire $15,000. Now I put around 7,000, and I will put only more $3,000 again and back to 10,000. But 5,000 I'm taking home to invest in other companies, right? Now, that was a fundamental pick, long term. But let me show you how I do short term trades. So basically, I have a journal. This is what we've been doing in the last 3 months. Now, me and you both know that India is not doing great at all. So because India is not doing great, we started investing in the US market. We started off with around $14,340 in capital. And in that, we started doing a little bit of swing trading. And we made around 10.93% in the US market. And if you see most of these companies, so only one or two companies would be risky, which is NBIS is slightly risky, Shake Shack is slightly risky. But most of the other companies we have taken very well. And most of our exits actually came from Palantir, right? Majority of our returns came from this because we booked almost $173 just in one stock. And the exit, as you can see here, was staggered. We exited once at 159, 181, 182, 187, continuously kept exiting because that's how we operate. And obviously you can see after that, we've only hit profit, right? We barely hit loss. Only one loss we've taken in NBIS, which again now is doing really well, Nebius. But apart from that, Nvidia, we played a swing trade of $64. Amazon, we got 59. Meta almost another 58. Then again Apple we made around $120, another 48, and this is going on and on. Right now we are completely in cash. Even AMD, which is a running position for me, in good profit, we completely stopped out of it. I had also taken Interactive Brokers because over there both Robinhood and Interactive Brokers are doing phenomenally well from a fundamental standpoint. So we exited both right now, and I'll show you right now. Right, so right now we are back into one stock again, which is AMD, which I just bought right now at 151, rebought it at 151 as what I was going to show you, right? So this is basically how it is. So as you can see, the wallet amount is also the same, 13,000 plus 6,900. So almost 20,000 is in the account. Started 15 3 months ago. Now it's at 20,000. Not a bad return ratio from that perspective. So I'm very happy with what we have done overall, right? So coming to the next point, how do we find the stocks, or how do I look at these stocks? How do I do swing trades? So I have some of my favorites on the right. As you can see, these are my favorites. These are very large companies. Like these are companies that usually don't swing too much. Now, US market is a very big, I would say very risky market because they fluctuate like crazy, and they have pre-market and post-market and all of that. It's just quite complicated. But if I look at some of the companies that I really like, even right now or just few days ago before it fell, I like playing companies like JP Morgan. I've not played this yet. I was going to play it, and then it created a big red candle for me, which I didn't like on Friday. Sorry, by the time this video comes out, it'll be a different day, but just telling you that. So Goldman Sachs is also another company that you can see very, very close to an all-time high breakout. Very interesting. As soon as it breaks out, I would play it. And also one more thing, if you observe in US market, I'll tell you a trick. Okay, you can tell this to few of your friends because not everyone watches my videos. One trick here is that most of the companies in the US market are surfers. You know what surfers are? So like how you ride a wave, most of these companies ride the wave of moving averages. Now this is the red line is the 20-day moving average. Okay. Now you see how Goldman Sachs since April has been riding the 20-day moving average. Every time it comes to the 20-day moving average, goes back up, and this usually continues for a longer duration. So what I do is I try playing surfers. I love playing surfers a lot, and I'll show you a lot of surfers, right? So for example, Nvidia was a surfer from April to now. AMD was a surfer as well, just fell down now. And the minute the surfing breaks, where the water falls and you fall down from the surfboard, I exit it at that point, right? Same with Nvidia. It fell down here, exit it, wait for it to come back up, let it start surfing again. But a lot of companies do surfing at this point, right? I'll show you Bank of America also. Very interesting company over here. JP Morgan and GS are very good. JP Morgan, as you can see, broke the surfboard, so I was not very happy. Berkshire, I made a little bit of money because Berkshire went below 200-day moving average. And it was just common sense because Berkshire very rarely goes below 200-day moving average. Last time it went was here, but it barely sustains below 200-day moving average. Look at this. The minute it goes down below 200-day moving average, it always bounces back right up. It's like our Bajaj holdings, right? So it keeps coming back up from 200-day moving average. So that was a good quick play. Meta again was very fluctuating. Amazon was fluctuating a lot. Palantir is where I made the most amount of money. So as you can see over here in Palantir, we entered at 143. So let me show you where I entered as well, right? And how we took the positions out. Okay, so we entered around here. Okay, 143 is where we entered. And we exited at around 187 at the peak. I mean, at the max amount. So 187 was literally here. So why did we do this, right? Why did we enter here and exit here? We literally caught the entire rally, which was a beautiful rally. As you can see here, wonderful rally was caught here. And you can see this. Let me come down. Now, whenever the market in US, like this was a good rally, I showed you. So here what happened is it broke out, went to 187. And if you see here, I kept selling at 181, 182, 187. That means the minute it broke out here, the minute it went here, I started selling. And I was completely out over here. Why? Because I believe in the concept of mean reversion. And if you see the difference between the 20-day moving average and my stock, it was very, very, very far away. And according to mean reversion principles, every time the stock goes far away from 20-day moving average, it always comes back to take support from it. So we took our position out, made good money. So we were not greedy, and we're never greedy with this. Now, yes, a lot of you guys might have a question, Shashank, when you do this, don't you pay tax? I'm okay paying tax because I'm making 100 rupees. I'm paying 20 rupees out of it. I'm keeping 80 rupees. It was 80 rupees I didn't have yesterday. That's how I look at things. A lot of people get scared to book profits because they have to pay tax. I'm not at all scared to book profits. I love booking profits. I'm like 80 rupees extra आया आज. मतलब चलो 20,000 20 रुपए is my cost of operating, right? ठीक है, जाने दो. But tomorrow, if the market suddenly crashes, you'll never see me crying. You'll never see me feel bad because I've taken multiple profits out, and I do the same thing in the Indian market also. I pay 20%, I pay 10%, whatever it is, LTCG, STCG. I keep the rest and I grow that money. Over time, I grow it, right? Long term, I keep separate. Short term, I keep doing this and that, right? So Microsoft again was another company we played. Let me show you how we played that. So Microsoft, you will see we entered at 492 and then again at 503 and exited at 513. So 492, we were almost about to enter again actually. But let me show you 492, somewhere here we got in. Again, if you see, these are surfers, right? Absolute surfers. And we exited at around 513. Yeah, with around 4% gain. Not bad at all within a week, right? Within a week, we got a 4% gain. And if you see how Microsoft was a pure surfer, beautiful surfer on the 20-day moving average, fell off the surfboard right over here. Now, yes, you might say, Shashank, how do we find these companies? Even AVGO, Broadcom, doing really, really well. Right now, for this, we do an old school approach only. Right, there are some tools like you can use Finviz is a very good tool that you can use. This is a screener for US stock market. And it can show you all the top gainers, new high, trend line breaks, signals, everything is there here. I don't use this because I'm tracking only 100 stocks. So this is a screener that actually shows you everything. You can do a technical analysis on this. You can put your parameters over here. Everything can be done over here. It also shows you insider trades and all of that. But what I do is we go old school. So I open this tab here on TradingView, open my USA screener. And as you can see here, let me push this down. Now this is the Russell 300. So I will choose NASDAQ 100. I will remove the Russell 300, which is a small cap index as well. I keep a market cap filter of 2 billion and more but most of them are 2 billion. I'll remove this completely. I keep the price above 50-day moving average. So see, above 50-day moving average, very few companies are there here. Right, so I'll remove all of these filters. Give me 1 sec. So now you see above the 50-day moving average, that means I want them to be surfers, right? So above the 50-day moving average, only 48 companies are there. Then what I do, I just take another 15-20 minutes and I just go through all these companies. So if you are going through these companies with me, you will automatically find some good companies, some bad companies just from the chart that is going on here, right? So if you see App11, it's doing really well, surfing very well, almost at its all-time high breakout. So this again looks very good. Tesla, I think, is still trying to figure out what's going on in life. AVGO kind of broke out. Nobody could have predicted that kind of a breakout. Rest of the stocks are pretty okay. As you can see, Apple's doing well. This Take-Two Interactive, which is, I think Take-Two Interactive is Rockstar Games. So this is a company behind GTA. There, lot of undervaluation is there in this company with respect to how they're coming up. Because once the game launches, boom, this is going to fly. Google obviously was very undervalued. People doubted Sundar Pichai with the whole AI race. He just came and shut everyone's mouth. But see, this is the problem. Google has gone up so much. Again, as you can see here, the mean reversion has to take place. Either the 20-day moving average has to catch up or the stock has to fall down to touch the 20-day moving average. I will not invest here. But over here, this is the perfect zone for me to invest. But right now, we're slightly away from the market, mainly because we feel that the market is slightly overvalued. Amazon looks very interesting, right? Very close to its all-time high breakout here again. But we feel that the market is overvalued and Trump has lost his mind. So we don't know exactly when or what something will break in the US market. And the problem with the US market is if you don't book profits, the drawdown becomes very heavy, like very heavy. This is a company we really liked internally as well. O'Reilly Automotive. Look at this. So close to a breakout. Any moment breakout ho jayega. So this is something that we're looking at. So I said only 48 companies. And sometimes on the weekends when I'm free and when one of my guy who scans all our stocks, their where is free, we actually go through all the 100 NASDAQ companies, right? We try not taking the smaller guys because the risk automatically goes up. And what we do also, apart from these 48 companies, because I made this list over here, I keep playing these companies again and again. It's not like I play this once and I'm out of it. So right now, Nvidia we played, we will play it again. Right, JP Morgan we played, we will play it again. Palantir we played, we will play it again, because these charts come back to the same 20 surfing mode. The minute they come into 20 surfing mode, we play them again. So now Crowd, if you see CrowdStrike, they have the best fundamental analysis right now. Right now it's taking a pullback from 200-day moving average. So these are some companies I might think of playing, but basically what I do is I play them again and again, and I use basic principles. In US, as I told you, one of my prime principles I use is surfing mode. which is I call them surfers. I made this for India as well. Like if you look at this, I call them EMI trenders. Even in India, similar approach is there. These are weekly trenders. I'll show you. So if you look at it from a weekly standpoint, see how they trend. These are also surfing the 50 and 100. So whenever it goes to this point, I usually buy them. Same with this. I think this is Apollo, APL Apollo. Again, weekly trenders. Bajaj Finance is also a 200-day trender. Look at this. So I made a list for India. Also, I'm not going to show the entire list, but I made a list for India. Look at this. Perfect. Every time it comes here, I buy it because these are some rules that usually gets followed and my risk reward becomes very attractive. Why? Because if I know for a fact that if it breaks that line and if it falls down, I'm going to exit. So my risk is only like 3-4%, but my reward can go up to 20-25%. And this is basically how we play in the US market, where we keep booking profits aggressively. Like Palantir, obviously, we had a great run. Nvidia, we made a good amount of money. AMD, we made the most amount of money. Apple also from 211 to 229. And we put the size of the position as well of how big the size is. We also take some ETF calls. And I'll show you some calls, how we take, right? If I go to transactions, and I'm showing you everything that is there, right? So you can see AMD, I just bought at 6999. We had done some Rocket Labs. So we buy this ETF. For a lot of people who don't know ETFs, what we buy the Magnificent 7 ETF, which is called Round Hill Magnificent 7 ETF. This is a good ETF. You can check it out. So this is what we buy here as well, right? And as you can see, we do a lot of trades. But these are like, we just put one trade, it takes multiple trades to execute it. But these are some of the trades that we actually do, right? Just wanted to show you. And for all the people who might need more proof or whatever, I can also show you the monthly statement of the month of August 2025, where the holding value of the entire portfolio is 20,500. The beginning balance was 1,157. That's how much we had in cash. Everything else was invested, etc., etc., etc. Ending value 9,000. Then if you look at the profit and loss or the short-term gains or short-term losses, we had gains of 2,000 year to date is here, but this period is $2,000 here. Loss is 38 and net is 1955. This is excluding AMD because we just sold AMD, so it's not actually calculated in this. This is without AMD as well, right? So I hope you guys saw this and enjoyed this and got some information about US stock investing. Obviously, if you want more information on more strategies, then let me know. I'm right here and I love revealing most of my information, not all. So if you liked it, let me know in the comment section below and I can definitely help you out with whatever your needs are. Now again, guys, before we end the video, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Grow, for actually helping us create such amazing content for you guys. So if you want more information about Grow, you can definitely check out the link in the description below. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off, guys. Take care. See you guys. Bye-bye.